Master your money mindset. Let me leave you with this. Your future is not waiting for a bigger salary. It's waiting for better decisions. Every swipe, every purchase, every pause is shaping the life you will live. You don't need more money, you need more control. Master your money mindset and you master your future. Control impulse, control your future. Let me ask you something. Have you ever bought something and later asked yourself, why did I even buy this? We've all done it. A new phone we didn't really need, clothes we wore once, food ordered out of boredom, subscriptions we forgot about. It felt good for a moment. But here's the truth. Most spending is emotional, not logical. We don't spend because we need something. We spend because we feel something. We feel stressed. We feel bored. We feel left behind. We feel pressured, and instead of managing the emotion, we swipe the card. Impulse is expensive. One small decision may seem harmless. It's just $10. It's just $20. It's just this once. But small impulses repeated daily become big financial damage. Now listen carefully. Your future is not destroyed by one big mistake. It is slowly shaped by small daily decisions. Every time you control an impulse, you build strength. Every time you say, not now, you grow discipline, and discipline is power. Think about this. Imagine two people. Person one buys everything they desire immediately. Person two pauses and asks, do I really need this? Or do I just want it right now? 5 years later, who do you think is financially stronger? Who has savings? Who has investments? Who has peace of mind? The difference is not income. It's impulse control. Money doesn't disappear because you earn too little. It disappears because you decide too quickly. So what can you do? Simple. Before every purchase, pause. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1, do I need this, or is this emotional? 2, will this matter in 1 year? 3, is this helping my future or stealing from it? If you can't answer clearly, don't buy it. Delay the decision 24 hours. If you still want it tomorrow, maybe it's important. But most of the time, the desire fades. That's how you win. Control is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And here's the powerful part. When you control impulse, you don't just save money, you build character. You become someone who thinks long-term. Someone who plans, someone who builds, and builders always win in life. Remember this, your card doesn't control you. Your emotions don't control you. Advertisements don't control you. You control you. And the moment you master that, your future changes. Because financial freedom is not about how much you earn, it's about how well you decide. Control impulse. Control spending. Control your future. Separate needs from wants. Let me ask you something simple. Right now, can you clearly tell the difference between a need and a want? Most people think they can, but their bank account tells a different story. A need is something you must have to live and function. Food, shelter, basic clothing, utilities, transportation for work. A want is everything else. And here's the dangerous part. Wants are very good at disguising themselves as needs. You don't need the newest phone. You don't need designer clothes. You don't need to eat out 3 times a week. You don't need to upgrade every time something new appears. But your emotions will whisper, you deserve it. Everyone else has it. It's not that expensive. Just this once. And slowly your wants start controlling your life. Here's the truth. Needs build survival. Wants drain progress. When most of your money goes to wants, your future stays small. When most of your money goes to needs and investments, your future expands. Think about this. If you earn $500 and you spend $450 on wants, what are you building? Nothing. But if you control your wants and redirect even $100 towards savings, learning, or investment, you are building power. The problem isn't income, it's confusion. We live in a world designed to blur the line between need and want. Advertisements don't say, this is optional. They say, this will make you happier. This will make you successful. This will make you respected. But let me tell you something powerful. Respect doesn't come from what you wear. Success doesn't come from what you buy. Happiness doesn't come from what you consume. It comes from what you build. Builders understand one thing: wants can wait, dreams cannot. Every time you choose a want over your future, you delay your growth. But every time you say, this is not necessary, you gain control. Here's a simple rule. If it doesn't improve your skills, your health, your income, or your stability, it's probably a want. And there's nothing wrong with wants. But they must come after progress, not before. Discipline is saying, I can afford it, but I choose not to. That is maturity. That is power. Imagine two people again. One spends on every desire. The other invests in their growth first. 5 years later, one is stressed, living paycheck to paycheck. The other has savings, options, confidence. The difference? Not luck, not talent. Just one habit. They learn to separate needs from wants. So starting today, do this. Before you buy anything, ask, is this helping me survive? Or is this just making me feel good for a moment? If it's just a moment, let it pass. Because your future is more important than temporary excitement. Master this one skill and your financial life will change. Separate needs from wants. And you will stop spending and start building. Track every dollar. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. Most people don't know where their money goes. They work hard, they earn, they spend. And at the end of the month, they say, where did all my money go? That question alone tells you the problem. If you don't track it, you can't control it. Imagine driving a car with no dashboard, no fuel gauge, no speedometer, no warning lights. Would you feel safe? Of course not. But that's exactly how most people manage their money. Blind, they guess. They assume, they hope, but hope is not a financial strategy. Tracking your money is not about restriction, it's about awareness. And awareness changes everything. When you start writing down every expense, every coffee, every snack, every online order, every subscription, something powerful happens. You wake up. You start seeing patterns. You realize, I'm spending more on eating out than I thought. I'm paying for things I don't even use. I'm losing money in small, invisible ways. Small leaks sink big ships. It's rarely one big purchase that destroys your finances. It's the small daily spending you don't notice. $10 here, $5 there, $20 tomorrow. Over a year, that's thousands. And thousands invested wisely could change your life. Here's the truth. What gets measured gets managed. Successful businesses track everything. Every dollar in, every dollar out. Why? Because numbers tell the truth. And if companies must track money to survive, why shouldn't you? Tracking money is not for rich people. It's how people become rich. You don't need complicated systems. You just need discipline. Write it down in a notebook. Use a notes app. Use a spreadsheet, but track it every day for 30 days. And I promise you, you will see your habits clearly. And once you see clearly, you can change clearly. Because you can't fix what you refuse to face. Tracking your money gives you power. It allows you to say, this is too much. This is unnecessary. This can be redirected. Instead of asking, why am I always broke? You start saying, here's exactly what I need to adjust. That's control. That's growth, that's maturity. Let me give you a simple challenge. For the next 7 days, track every dollar. No excuses, no guessing, be honest. Then review it. Ask yourself which expenses helped my future, which ones stole from it, and slowly you will shift. Because when you see your money clearly, you respect it more. And when you respect your money, it starts working for you. Remember this, money disappears in darkness. It multiplies in awareness. Track every dollar. And you won't just manage your money, you will master it. Delay gratification. Let me ask you a powerful question. Can you wait? Not for 5 minutes. Not for tomorrow, but can you wait when you really want something? Because your future depends on that answer. We live in a world of instant everything. Instant food, instant delivery. Instant entertainment, instant approval. One click and it's yours. But here's the problem. Success is not instant. We want the reward without the wait, the results without the sacrifice, the comfort without the discipline. And that mindset keeps people stuck. Delaying gratification means choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It means saying, I can buy this now, but I choose to invest instead. It means saying, I can relax now, but I choose to work on my goals. It means saying, I want comfort, but I value growth more. That is power. Think about athletes. They wake up early. They train when they don't feel like it. They skip parties. They control their diet. Why? Because they understand something most people don't. Temporary sacrifice creates permanent strength. The same applies to money. If you spend every time you feel the urge, you will always stay in the same place. But if you pause, if you wait 24 hours, if you ask yourself, will this help me in 5 years? You start building a different life. Let me give you an example. Imagine you save $5 a day instead of spending it on unnecessary things. That's $150 a month, $1,800 a year. Invested properly, that could multiply, all because you delayed one small pleasure. Small delays create big outcomes. Here's the truth most people do like. If you cannot control small desires, you will never achieve big dreams. Discipline is not about punishment. It's about priority. It's saying, my future is more important than this moment. And listen carefully, delaying gratification does not mean you never enjoy life. It means you earn your enjoyment. Builders celebrate differently. They celebrate progress. They celebrate growth. They celebrate financial stability. And that kind of joy lasts longer than any impulse purchase ever will. Imagine two people again. One buys what they want immediately. The other waits, saves, invests. 5 years later, one is still chasing the next pleasure. The other has options, freedom, confidence. The difference, not luck, not talent, not background, just one habit: they learn to wait. And waiting is winning. So starting today, practice this. When you want something, wait 24 hours. When you feel lazy, work 10 more minutes. When you want to quit, push a little longer. Train yourself to choose the long-term reward. Because the people who control their desires control their destiny. Delay gratification, build strength, build wealth, build your future. Build before you upgrade. Let me ask you something honest. Why do we rush to upgrade our lifestyle before we upgrade ourselves? The moment we earn a little more money, we spend a little more money. New phone, better clothes, bigger apartment, fancier lifestyle. But here's the truth. If your income increases and your expenses increase with it, you are not growing. You are just running faster on the same treadmill. Most people focus on looking successful instead of becoming valuable. They want the appearance of wealth before they build real wealth. But builders think differently. They ask, how can I upgrade my skills? How can I increase my value? How can I grow my income long-term? Because here's the rule: lifestyle upgrades should follow skill upgrades. Not the other way around. When you improve your skills, your communication, your discipline, your knowledge, your leadership, your income grows naturally. But if you only upgrade your lifestyle without upgrading your ability, pressure grows. Debt grows, stress grows, fear grows, and suddenly you're trapped trying to maintain an image. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people get a raise. Person one celebrates by upgrading everything immediately. New car, new gadgets, new monthly payments. Person two keeps their lifestyle the same and invests the extra income into learning, building a side business, or investing. 5 years later, who has more freedom? The one who looked rich early. Or the one who built quietly? Real wealth is quiet. It doesn't need to show off. It grows in silence. And here's something powerful: skills are assets. Clothes lose value. Phones lose value. Cars lose value. But skills, they multiply. No one can take your knowledge. No one can repossess your discipline. No one can steal your mindset. When you invest in yourself, you create something permanent. Ask yourself this: if all your money disappeared tomorrow, what could you rebuild with your skills? That's real security. Instead of asking, what can I buy next? Start asking, what can I learn next? Instead of upgrading your lifestyle, upgrade your mind. Instead of increasing expenses, increase value. Because when your value rises, your income follows. And when your income grows because of your skills, not luck, it stays. Remember this: don't look rich, be valuable, don't chase comfort. Chase growth. Don't upgrade your life until you've upgraded yourself. Build first, upgrade later. That's how you stop spending and start building. Invest in assets, not liabilities. Let me ask you something serious. Is your money working for you? Or are you working for your money forever? Most people spend their entire lives earning money just to give it away. They buy things that look good, feel good, impress people, but slowly drain their future. Here's the difference you must understand. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Simple. Assets build you, liabilities drain you. But here's the problem: many people buy liabilities thinking they are assets. A brand new car that loses value every year. Expensive clothes that don't increase income. Gadgets that become outdated in months. They look impressive, but they don't produce anything. Now imagine this instead. You invest in learning a high-income skill. You start a small side business. You buy tools that help you earn more. You invest in something that grows over time. That's an asset mindset. Let me explain something powerful. Poor people spend first and save what's left. Builders invest first and spend what's left. Because they understand one truth: money is a seed. If you eat all your seeds, you will never have a harvest. But if you plant them, water them, protect them, they multiply. Every dollar you spend on a liability is a dollar that stops growing. Every dollar you invest in an asset is a dollar that can work while you sleep. Imagine earning money even when you are resting. That's freedom. Now listen carefully, this does not mean you never enjoy life. It means you prioritize growth. Before buying something that looks good, ask, will this generate income? Will this increase my value? Will this grow over time? If the answer is no, it's probably a liability, and liabilities are not evil, but too many of them keep you stuck. Imagine two people again. One buys the newest things every year. The other invests consistently in assets. 5 years later, one has things, the other has options, one has bills, the other has income streams. One looks successful, the other is successful. The difference? Where their money went. Remember this, your paycheck alone will not make you wealthy, your investments will, your salary pays your bills. Your assets build your future, so start small. Invest in skills, invest in knowledge, invest in tools that produce income, invest in opportunities that grow. Don't just earn money, deploy it. Because when your money starts working for you, you stop surviving and start building. Invest in assets, reduce liabilities, build real freedom. Create multiple income streams. Let me ask you something important. If your main source of income disappeared tomorrow, what would happen? Would you feel calm? Or would you panic? Most people rely on one paycheck, one job, one source, and that's risky, because one source means one point of failure. If it stops, everything stops. Bills don't stop. Rent doesn't stop, responsibilities don't stop, but income does, and that's why building multiple income streams is not luxury, it's security. Now listen carefully, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm saying don't depend on only one door to feed your future. Think like this, your job is your foundation. But your side skills are your expansion, your salary is survival, your extra income is freedom. Imagine this, you work your normal job, but in the evenings you learn a skill. You start freelancing. You sell a service, you build something online, you invest consistently. At first, it's small. Maybe it's just an extra $100 a month, but here's the magic, it grows. And more importantly, your confidence grows, because now you know you're not trapped. Multiple income streams give you options. Options give you power. Power gives you peace. Here's the mindset shift. Instead of asking, how can I spend this money? Start asking, how can I multiply this money? Successful people don't rely on one stream. They build rivers. A skill that pays, an investment that grows, a small business, a digital product, a side hustle, not all at once, but step by step. Now let's be real, it requires effort. After work, you'll feel tired. You'll want to relax, you'll want comfort, but comfort keeps you average. Growth requires extra effort. And remember, you don't need 5 income streams tomorrow. You just need one extra, then build another. Over time, small streams become powerful flows. Let me give you a picture. Imagine two people. One depends fully on their job. The other builds slowly on the side. 5 years later, one is still waiting for a raise. The other creates their own. One fears losing their job. The other knows they can survive. The difference? Preparation. Multiple income streams are not about greed. They're about stability. They're about freedom. They're about protecting your future. Because when you have options, you negotiate better. You choose better, you live better. So starting today, ask yourself, what skill can I learn that someone would pay for? What small idea can I start? What investment can I build over time? Don't rush. But don't wait forever either. Your future should not depend on one source. Build more, grow more, earn smarter, create multiple income streams, and you won't just survive, you will build. Set clear financial goals. Let me ask you something honest. If I asked you right now, how much money do you want to save this year? Could you answer clearly? Not a lot, not as much as possible. But an exact number, most people can't, and that's the problem, because money without direction disappears. If you don't tell your money where to go, it will find its own way out. Clear financial goals turn confusion into control. Think about this, when you travel somewhere new, you don't just start walking randomly. You choose a destination first, then you plan the route. Your finances work the same way. If your goal is unclear, your progress will be unclear. But when your goal is specific, everything changes. Instead of saying, I want to save money, say, I will save $1,000 in the next 6 months. Instead of saying, I want to invest someday, say, I will invest $200 every month starting now. Specific goals create focus. Focus creates discipline. Discipline creates results. Here's another truth. When you have a goal, spending becomes easier to control. Because every unnecessary purchase feels like it's stealing from something important. Imagine you're saving for emergency fund, business, capital, education, investment, a home. Now when you see something unnecessary, you think differently. You don't just see the price. You see what it's costing your future. Without goals, money feels temporary. With goals, money becomes purposeful. Let me give you an example. Two people earn the same amount. One has no financial target. They spend freely, react emotionally, and hope things work out. The other has 3 clear goals. 1, save 6 months of expenses. 2, invest monthly. 3, build capital for a side business. 5 years later, one wonders where time went. The other sees measurable growth. The difference? Clarity. Clarity creates power. And here's something important. Your goals must be written down, not in your head, on paper, on your phone, somewhere visible, because written goals feel real. They remind you daily what you're building toward. And remember, goals are not restrictions. They are direction. They don't limit your life. They organize it. When you know what you're building, you stop wasting energy. You stop wasting money. You stop drifting. So starting today, ask yourself, how much do I want saved in 12 months? How much do I want invested? What am I building toward financially? Write it down, break it into monthly targets, track it, adjust it, commit to it. Because money without a plan creates stress. Money with a plan creates confidence. Set clear financial goals, and suddenly every dollar has a mission. Stop drifting, start directing. That's how you stop spending and start building. Surround yourself with builders. Let me ask you something powerful. Who are you listening to every day? Because whether you realize it or not, the people around you are shaping your financial future. If you are surrounded by people who spend everything they earn, who chase trends, who compete on appearances, who laugh at saving, who avoid talking about money wisely, guess what? You will slowly start thinking the same way. Environment is stronger than motivation. You can be disciplined alone for a while. But if everyone around you normalizes bad habits, those habits will start to feel normal. Spending will feel normal. Debt will feel normal. Living paycheck to paycheck will feel normal. And normal is dangerous. Now imagine something different. Imagine being around people who talk about investing, saving, building businesses, learning new skills, planning for the future. Suddenly your mindset shifts. You start asking better questions. You start thinking long-term. You start feeling inspired instead of pressured, because growth is contagious. Just like bad habits are contagious. Look at your circle. Do they celebrate purchases more than progress? Do they compete over brands or over ideas? Do they push you to spend or to build? This doesn't mean you cut everyone off. It means you become intentional. If your current environment doesn't support growth, you must create a new one. Read books from successful thinkers. Listen to podcasts about finance and discipline. Follow people who teach investing and self-development. Join communities focused on growth. Even one strong voice in your life can change your direction. Here's a truth most people ignore. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your environment. If your environment values comfort over discipline, you'll stay comfortable. If your environment values building over spending, you'll start building. Think about this. If 5 of your closest friends start investing seriously, saving consistently, learning new skills, would you feel comfortable doing nothing? Probably not. Positive pressure creates progress. Now here's the deeper part. You must also become the builder in your circle. Lead by example. Talk about saving confidently. Share what you're learning. Normalize discipline, because sometimes your growth inspires others, and sometimes you outgrow environments that don't align. That's okay. You are not responsible for staying small to make others comfortable. You are responsible for building your future. Remember, spenders influence spending. Builders influence building. Choose wisely. Your income is influenced by your habits. Your habits are influenced by your environment, and your environment is influenced by who you surround yourself with. So choose builders. Choose growth conversations. Choose people who challenge you to think bigger, because when your circle changes, your mindset changes, and when your mindset changes, your financial life follows. Surround yourself with builders, and you will become one. Think long-term. Let me ask you one final question. When you make decisions about money, are you thinking about today or 5 years from now? Because that one difference changes everything. Most people live in short-term mode. They think about this weekend, this month, this salary. They ask, can I afford it right now? But builders ask a different question. Will this matter in 5 years? Short-term thinking creates short-term results. Long-term thinking builds lasting success. Here's the danger of short-term thinking. It feels good, it's exciting, it's comfortable, it gives instant satisfaction. But long-term thinking, it requires patience, it requires vision, it requires maturity. Imagine planting a tree. If you dig it up every week to check if it's growing, it will never grow. That's how many people treat their finances. They want quick results, quick money, quick upgrades, but real wealth is slow. It's built quietly, consistently, patiently. Let me give you an example. When you spend $100 today on something unnecessary, it feels small. But if that $100 was invested every month for 5 years, it becomes thousands. The small decision today creates a big difference tomorrow. That's the power of long-term thinking. Now imagine two people again. One lives for today, spends freely, doesn't plan much. Says, I'll figure it out later. The other thinks ahead. They build an emergency fund. They invest consistently. They learn new skills. They prepare. 5 years later, one is stressed when problems appear. The other is stable. One reacts to life. The other controls life. The difference? Vision. Long-term thinkers don't just ask, what do I want now? They ask, what kind of life do I want later? And once you see your future clearly, your daily decisions change. Because suddenly every dollar has a direction, every action has a purpose, every sacrifice makes sense. Thinking long-term also protects you from emotional spending. Because when you see the bigger picture, small temptations lose power. You start asking, will this purchase matter in 5 years? Will this decision move me closer to freedom? Is this building stability or destroying it? And most impulsive decisions fail that test. Here's something powerful. Your future self is watching you. The version of you 5 years from now is either thanking you or wishing you had been more disciplined. Which one do you want? Thinking long-term doesn't mean you don't enjoy life. It means you enjoy life wisely. It means you build security first, then comfort. It means you prepare before you celebrate, because true success is not about looking rich today. It's about being secure tomorrow. So starting now, pause before major decisions. Zoom out. Look 5 years ahead. Ask yourself, am I building something that lasts? If the answer is yes, continue. If the answer is no, adjust. Because today decides tomorrow. And long-term thinking turns small daily discipline into powerful lifelong results. Think beyond today. Think beyond this month. Think beyond comfort. Think long-term. And you won't just stop spending, you will start building a future that lasts. One day, 5 years from now, you will wake up in a life you built. And that life will be built from the small decisions you're making today. Every impulse you control, every want you delay, every dollar you direct with purpose is building strength, is building discipline, is building freedom. Financial freedom is not an accident, it is a mindset. And the moment you stop reacting emotionally and start deciding intentionally, everything changes. Control your impulses, control your spending, control your future, master your money mindset, and you won't just earn more, you will become more. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe, like, and share my video.